Ready, aim, fire.
Ho, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Glen Chun, and this is Black Ops 1, which is a decent game. This is sniper training, but I don't want to waste any time introducing this gameplay, really. I've told you what it is, it's sniper training. Because today I've got a really fascinating topic for you. Today I want to discuss the meaning of life, and the thing is, what qualifies me to discuss the meaning of life, I hear you ask. You see, great men and philosophers have debated this topic for a millennia, literally many, many years. And now I feel like I'm the perfect person to talk about it. So, the thing with these great men, these philosophers that cannot really come up with a definitive answer, they're all just a little bit, they all try a little bit too hard, you see. They can all sort of agree on what it's kind of not, and what it kind of isn't. You know, there's a whole lot of nots involved here, and I want to try and find the is, if that makes any sense at all. So, here we go. Some say that the meaning of life is to propagate one's own species. The meaning of life is literally to reproduce, and to advance your species. I can tell you for a fact this probably isn't true. And, well, the reasoning for that is, if that were true, if that were the meaning of life, then there wouldn't be a whole lot of distractions involved in that. I don't suppose men would be too picky about what type of woman they have sex with, but they are. Sex is a pleasurable activity. You might think, well, there you go, that's kind of evidence that it is. Well, it's not really, because if sex is a pleasurable thing and men get pleasure from having sex with beautiful women, then the problem with that is they become picky. They don't just have sex with anybody just to propagate their own species, and that's where that theory runs into trouble. And by the way, if my voice is shit, it's because I've got a cold. Forgot to mention that. And that's the truth of that. So no, I do not believe it is to propagate one's own species. Is it? Is the meaning of life to have fun? Well, no, because if that was true, then there wouldn't be such thing as a pain. Is the meaning of life to suffer so that you may enjoy a nice afterlife? Well, no, otherwise what would be the point of life if it's all about the afterlife? So no, that's complete horseshit as well. Anyway, I've now debated a couple of the common ones. What is the actual meaning of life? Well, here's the thing, right? There isn't one. There is no meaning of life. Life is completely and utterly pointless in absolutely every regard. There is no meaning behind it. It just happens. Unfortunately, it's not a thing that people like to admit, that their life really doesn't mean a whole lot. But, sadly, that is true, and I am speaking of myself. People with massive egos, unfortunately, you really don't mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. To be honest, life is completely pointless. There is no meaning, and that's an end of it. Why do I arrive at this conclusion, you might wonder? Well, again, it's pretty simple. I literally just couldn't find a decent thing in my life, or anybody else's life that I'd observed, that actually you could point to and say, well, yes, that is the meaning of life. Is the meaning of life to make money? Well, no, because that's a human invention. I had to think that the meaning of life would have to apply to all creatures on Earth. Because we're not talking just about human life here. If you're talking about human life, then perhaps, yes, the meaning of life is to make money or something along these lines. But I'm thinking of all life on Earth. I don't want to be discriminatory here. I'm not animalist, i.e. racist against other animals. I'm an equal opportunities meaning of lifer, which means that I cannot just come up with a meaning of life for humans that satisfies our needs, but not the needs of the lions, for instance. So, there we go. The meaning of life is there is no meaning. It is completely pointless. The reason why philosophers and great men for centuries and years have not been able to decide upon a definitive answer for the meaning of life is because there literally isn't one. And that may be depressing, I know, but it's true. Think about it. If you really think about it, what one reason do people exist for, or animals exist for, or anything exist for? There really isn't much of a point. We just kind of do exist, and that's about it, really. I mean, are we the whim of a deity? Maybe. Maybe our point. I mean, there is a point to people being around, I believe, if you believe in God, i.e. we are here for his amusement. But in terms of our personal meanings, there really isn't one. And I mean, I back this up now. There is no, like I said before, there really is no justifiable mean to your life. You literally live. If your meaning of life was to make money, well then you just die. So there you go. That's that problem solved. If your meaning of life was to be happy, you wouldn't ever be sad. If your meaning of life was to suffer to gain righteous death, then there wouldn't be happiness. If you look for any one meaning of life, then something completely undoes it, and that's the point. Every meaning of life is completely counterable, so therefore there cannot be a meaning of life. It is like trying to find order in something where there is no order. It is like trying to find a solid in an amount of liquid. It doesn't exist. And therefore the meaning of life will continue to be debated by great men and many great philosophers for years to come. But the thing is, you people, you select few who clicked on this YouTube video now know the truth. So just get on and enjoy your life whilst you still can. If you liked this video, please remember to hit like and subscribe. And now for two videos which you probably haven't seen yet. On the left we have a video called Come Hither, a video where I discuss a certain group of people who I've met online who I consider decent and well worth exposure. And on the right we have the ultimate Batman tribute set to the most amazing and suitable soundtrack in the whole world. It is literally inappropriate in absolutely no way. This is the best tribute you will ever see to the Dark Knight trilogy, so please make sure you watch that one at the very least. But for now, thank you for watching.